Okay, back with another stream. And well, I held that cough in the whole time I was getting the intro going, and then of course as soon as I talk, and then it hits me all that drainage. So okay, check the sound while I'm fidgeting and coughing and everything on my preview over there. Okay, what I'm gonna do? Okay, I already did a video to this, so I'm kind of roll my mind into what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm back to work on the reformatting my systems. This is Lenovo i5 I'm on, and it's the one I'm getting ready to reformat first. Then I'll do the ASRock, and once I'm all done with that, then I'll bring the give Mom her ASRock, bring the laptop back in here, and then I'll do it. But so I'm going to do my last backups and make sure everything's backed up before I reformat. And what I'm planning now, I've been thinking about it back and forth. I was thinking I would do remote desktop from the ASRock. I have OBS installed on there. I went to all that trouble, and I used it the other day on another video, and it worked fine. No problems except for, well, I had a couple of things I had to reset during the I think I made a couple of videos and several tests, but there was one problem that was really unexpected and really odd. I plugged in the endoscope, my close-up camera, and it kept losing connection to the machine. And I thought, is that thing acting up? Because I thought, well, it's not a new motherboard, but it's a brand new processor, brand new RAM, a good motherboard that I bought brand new. But so I don't know for sure. With this problem of thinking you may have malware, and I never have found malware spread throughout any of these systems, but it was in the cache of. Actually, I scanned that machine once and it came up completely clean. It never showed anything with Clam AV. But since it's a Fedora system, I can't. I don't have any other rescue systems that can mount an LVM in a Fedora, so I couldn't scan it with any other rescue systems. But it was also the mouse seemed kind of floaty, and that usually means like them systems overwhelmed. But it wasn't. 8 core machine with 8 gig of RAM, and of course I looked over the system resources once in a while, and it was fine. But it was acting kind of odd. It seemed like I noticed it more than ever. I might have noticed it a few times. Really noticed it when I was doing OBS Studio. I don't know if it didn't. For some reason, Fedora 27 didn't run as well on. It's a newer version of OBS Studio than this version here in Fedora 23. It's quite a bit older. It's version, let me go to the desktop I was fixing to anyway. It's version, you can see it at the top there, 0.16.6, and the other one is, I don't know, way up there past that. I can't remember now, but let me get over here. I'll just go to Krusader, so I think that's what I'm going to be using, and make sure my sound is still good. Oh yeah, I'm not going to switch mics, I'm just going to switch scenes. Okay. But I'll let that preview keep playing for a while just to make sure I'm all good. I keep getting confused. So anyway, I thought, what if the thing does have some malware in it, and it's not showing up to Clam AV? I don't really feel like once you have the idea, the big. Once you have anything try to get in your system, and that something is at least tried, like I'm having a hard time explaining that. I don't want to go back through the whole deal. I've made this whole series of videos on it, but it's in the browser cache actually in the Dell laptop. That was where I found most of it, in the browser cache. I think there was some in this one here, the Lenovo i5, but yeah, there wasn't anything showed up in the ASRock. But the add-on, the addonbrowser.com is the website that serves up this malware, and they are the producers of the add-on called SafeWeb with Virus Total that I had on these systems in Firefox add-on, and it's what caused the whole problem. Of course, I've taken it out, and when I uninstalled it, it opened up those malware pages. It's just like a typical Windows thing, where it's trying to hit you when it sees that you're uninstalling it, so it tries to hit you one last time. And really, I think luckily, there is malware that can run on Linux systems, so you can't just ignore it, anymore. Well, you never should, but there's more now than ever before. So I'm being extremely careful. I'm treating it just like on Windows, infection, but as much as I can. I mean, I always scan any Windows system with that minimum 3 different scanners, and I keep scanning until it comes up, each different scanner until it comes up with 0, malware or pups or, suspected malware and like that. Within Linux, it's different because with ClamAV, it basically looks at files like Windows malware type, looking at it as if it's a Windows system. And so it doesn't know what to do. It's kind of odd because it's the only one that actually runs on Linux and within Linux I know of. I mean, it has been for all these years since '05 when I got into Linux. Avast had a version for Linux for a year or 2 or 3, but they quit producing it. I guess I'll go back to the camera until I decide to do something on the desktop. But it's it'll show, and I've gone through this, and I try to just briefly say something, and my mind is too messed up lately. I just can't get through things. The system files in Linux, it thinks they're broken executables, like a Windows broken. If a Windows executable is broken, it's usually because it's infected with malware. That's the whole reasoning behind it. And so you have to go through and see, okay, what's malware and what's not, and you have to decide. And sometimes it's a little, you're not 100% sure, because it's maybe more than any average person's knowledge of, not being a software programmer, malware expert, So anyway, the only place where I saw anything that really looked like real malware was in the browser. It was in the browser cache, which would have gotten deleted anyway automatically, but I, of course, deleted them. There was 2 that I went ahead and deleted. Let's see, were those files on Mom's system? They should have been. No, they weren't, because I hadn't put her files on that new system yet. Okay, so on the DeBane laptop, there was 2 files that were a couple of my old PDFs that were actually in her system. I think I had put them in there for her to be able to see them or something. I don't know if they got infected recently, or if they were just like I can't remember the details now. I do think they could have just been. Well, I don't know if they'd been sitting there like that for a long time, or if it happened from this time, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, PDFs have been for a long time vulnerable to getting infected. If there's malware that can crawl through your system and find vulnerable files and then crawl in them, worms, they used to call them. And now they use, they're registered as Trojans. Everything, that's what they use now, is Trojans. That's what you always see now. But anyway, all right, long story, try to wrap it up. I was going to use remote desktop while I was doing the reinstallation of Fedora 28 on this Lenovo i5, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to take that chance. So today I thought, okay, I've thought about this quite a few times, and I finally, the other day I installed OBS Studio on Mom's machine so that I could use it while I was doing it. And now, I saw that it's really very small. It's in the Fedora repos now. It wasn't when I first started using it. I knew it was, and I went there to do that. And it's small. It doesn't use a lot of space. So didn't really think I could do it on this machine in a live system because you're limited by your RAM, of course, your processing power. And then it really hit me the other day that one of the main limiters is how much of virtual hard disk space the live system gives you, which is 1.3 or 1.6 gigabytes or something like that. So I've done it many times. I did it during these videos. I filled one up until it crashed, locked up. It doesn't crash, it just locks up and stops responding. You got to hard shut it down. And actually when you install, I had been installing remote desktop like KRFB remote desktop, and it's a GUI interface to control your remote desktop server, and the server it installs is a Tiger VNC server. Let's see, I'll go back to the desktop. Here's the viewer right here, Tiger VNC server. and this is the viewer for it. And it actually installs quite a few files because it's made to run on the KDE desktop, and I'm running Mate. So I got to thinking, OBS didn't install but a really small amount of files. So I thought, really, I could just install OBS Studio in this system live for Fedora 28. This is 4 gig of RAM, quad core, 4 gig of RAM, but only 256 megabyte of video memory on board memory. But that shouldn't make a big, OBS doesn't use a lot of video memory. Only uses some, I guess. No, it doesn't use the GPU for encoding the video. And see, right there you can see I'm saving a backup video as I work, as I stream. It's encoding in, that's the default, is FLV, Flash video. And I never liked Flash, but it does actually stream the best, and it does actually make I tried doing MP4s when I first started using OBS Studio, and it overworked all my machines. It just couldn't handle it. This one couldn't either. So, but this one doesn't stress the machine. I mean, it does make it work. So you can see right there, 22% of the quad cores, but only 441 megabyte of RAM. So it's going to be the same processor, so it won't use a whole lot of RAM. And as you can see, they're all working pretty good, all 4 of them. And now on that 8 core, it's really small percentage. It's all spread out through 8 cores. So I think that will be okay. I'm going to do it. I don't think it'll be a problem. Installing, the Anaconda installer uses quite a bit of resources itself. That's why I thought, well, I can't do that. But now the more I think about it, I think, I think I can. So that's, I did a terrible job of explaining it, I think, but that's what I'm going to do now. And I don't run that. I always keep this running, this get it off of there. I don't leave it on that graphics. It uses more resources, that graphic user interface. But this is the best, my favorite. It's KDE System Monitor is what it is. But the name of it when you go to install it is absolutely completely different. I can't remember what it's called. You have to figure that out if you're just going to say, hey, I'm going to go install that. I guess you can go to their webpage and find it or something, but I always forget it. I think if you go to, I forget how I always find it out, but that's just the license, link to the license. Could be in there. You just go to bug. Oh, that's the bug about bug. It's kind of silly. It's called System Monitor. That's what it says up at the top. It's KDE System Monitor, but the name of the app is something completely different. So it always makes it hard for me to. I just can't remember names of stuff. I can't remember much anything anymore, I guess. So anyway, it makes it hard for me to remember to install it on new systems. That's why I make my install scripts, because then I can install all my apps that I like. Oh, that's another thing. I guess I might. Let's see. I made one of those recently. So that's what I'm here to do. So let's see about getting started on that. And I'm going to use. I was kind of. Yeah, I think I can't remember. When I rebooted this thing several times today, because I was making other videos and stuff. I did forget to reboot my router, but it should be all right. I haven't made I've only made one video today, and it was only probably about an hour. But if I go 2 or 3 hours and then don't reboot it, then the next video is probably going to mess up. So okay, so we're on desktop, and that backup video is making just fine. So what do I want to check first? One of the first things I want to check is I have my backup drive plugged in. Let me just now go to the backup drive. So let's just do the alphabetical order. Lucky Backup is already ran. I could run it again, I guess. It uses a lot of resources, though. But let's see. Let's just start with trying to remember when I have a lot of files in the backup folder, and I try to say, like, if I do that, right click and say sync documents, it's probably going to take. Let's start it and see. Okay, so it's syncing right to left. Compare. If it looks like it's going to take a really long time, then what I can do is open up the folder and only select the files that in this right-hand side that need to be backed up, and it'll reduce the scanning time for a whole lot. Because it's kind of weird, because I don't know what makes it do like that. Looks like it's gonna, well, I mean, there is probably 1,500 files in that folder, so, but it's I'm gonna stop because I think that, I mean, it's moving along just fine. I'm gonna stop it because I think the best way to do it really is to open up documents on both sides. Okay, now we're in documents. Now you can just hit, I have the icon put up there, synchronize directories. Make sure you're doing the right direction, right to left, compare. Let's see if that looks like it's going faster. Looks like it. And it's no way to tell. It's that's usually the best way. Or like I said, select all and then right click and say synchronize selected. Only thing is, I run the risk of slipping when I'm doing right clicks and actually hitting, and it'll let go of it. My finger will slip and let go, and then and it'll delete something or move something to a strange place or do something like that. If it's a few folders that are, then I do it all the time. But it's going pretty quick. I'm going to do it like this. In this one, probably might have been the exact wrong one to check because I probably have a lot. It reduces what it has to compare if you select the files you want to back up, but you can always make a mistake too. Like, it's real easy to miss some. That's the reason why I like to just make sure I'm doing the whole folder. Ideally, you could just select like documents, downloads, pictures, so and so, and then hit sync, right click, and do the right click sync selected, and it will do it, but it just makes it take a whole lot longer. And the reason I'm doing it with Krusader is to double check my backups to make sure. And I could have ran Lucky Backup first. Well, I did. Okay, so that didn't take too long. Synchronize. Probably going to say nothing to do. Well, it just went away. Usually it'll say nothing to do. I don't think I missed my click, did I? It's so important to get everything backed up before you reformat a system that, and once you've done that in a folder, like I'll do it the other way this time in this same folder. So I selected the top one. Now I'm going to hold down, if you want to do one in an other place, you do control, but if you want to do them all, then you do shift. But then you better make sure you didn't miss any, like roll it back up and down. And then be kind of careful as you right click. Hold that right click down until you get to where you're going. Synchronize selected files. Then you can just let go of it. And in this particular app, you can just let go of right click. You don't have to left click on it. And then let compare. Now I did a left click there, of course. May take just as much time, we'll see. But since I had a slip, like I was saying, I had a slip. My hands, I let go of things all the time by accident, and my hands jerk sometimes, so that's why I have trouble. But it's more, not as much, sometimes my hands jerk, but mostly they just all of a sudden lose their strength. So just simple things like moving your finger around on a mouse, all of a sudden I don't know if it's when I'm holding things, it's loss of strength, but whenever I'm just moving my fingers around, I guess it's loss of control of which direction it's going. It's not, sometimes I do have a jerk, but usually it's just like, like I'm meaning to hold the mouse button down and my finger just lets go of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, it seems to be taking the same amount of time. So either way, I guess that'll be fine. So I think I'll just continue to open each folder, same folder on either side, and then just hit my button up there to sync them. Okay, now we're going to say synchronize. Okay, nothing to do. That was what threw me off. I was like, did I click the wrong thing? But I don't think I did. But anyway, we're just going to go through and do that. This is a lot more time consuming than about any other way you can do it. And see, I guess I should, and there's so many files on there, it takes a while for those. I'm going to put them in alphabetical order, I guess, so that, what am I in? Downloads. Okay. There's very few downloads in here, but I do have a downloaded videos folder and a downloads. Now, in this case, I think it'll take forever to do it that way. Let's see. The reason I'm going around and around about it is because I usually sync my videos just like I just did, and it just okay. See, it's already up to 100 and some odds, 200. I think it's going to compare everything in there. There's a lot of downloads in there, so but it's really quick. Even though I have a couple of hundred videos on the left side, and there's only 2 on this side, it's really quick in the videos. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so select them all, right click, sync or not selected, compare. Yeah, see how quick that was done? So that's the really only good way to do it. Nothing to do. Okay, right. I knew that. But there is, like I said, the reason I even questioned that in my mind is because I've seen this odd things. Let's see if there's anything in there. There's nothing in that folder. I'm not going to go through all those. Well, actually, some of those are the ones that I'm not sure. Those are the only ones that I may be unsure. Well, they don't go into the main folder. They go into the, over here I have a folder. What's that? What is it? I'll click on it because I don't know what that is. If it's OBS Studio or something. KDE libs quit unexpectedly. That's an unusual error type of error message for me to see, and that's because it's out of the KDE apps. It's probably something to do with Krusader, I'm going to say. Genome ABRT automatic. That's automatic bug reporting tool. I'm gonna. This is I'm not going to report it. I'm just going to close. Let's go back to. Just go back to home or whatever. I don't want to be in some. Forgot to click. If you click up at the top, it doesn't work. You got to click down in there somewhere. Whoops, see? No, I didn't mean to do a thing there. And all I did was click, left click. That's the same. Yeah, those folders are. Oh yeah, this folder is empty on home, but I'm going to close that. I had forgotten. Actually, in the newer versions of KDE, they seem to give it doesn't seem to like syncing very well. This is newer than as in Fedora 14 to Fedora 23. Okay, so let's get back in there. I think hope it's going to be all right because I mean I can go through. And the only reason I'm not just Lucky Backup Sync that I use for all my backup for all my backing up. The only reason I'm doing it is not because the program doesn't do a good job, but because I get mixed up easy, and I might not have my profile set right. See over here, I have I made all my music documents go to the main folder in my, you know, like basically the root folder. It is the root folder. Home Seagate backup drive, the root folder of it. But then I made like this. Each different machine, and for the system files, like the ones that start with a dot in front of them, the folders and stuff that I wanted backed up in case I needed them, they're in this folder. And so I had to like do only back up these certain folders, and I've gone through it over and over, but I'm not. And some of them don't have a dot, but I didn't want them in the main deal. Well, there's one where I messed up, and I got videos in there, but it's just has videos Kdenlive, but I left it alone because I wasn't sure, but I also have another folder over here for Kdenlive. I believe everything is it's probably been double backed up. Is what I think happened in that particular case. So I didn't delete it because I think I already synced those filters. Energia, that would be in that other. Okay, Firefox. Don't need Firefox or any one of those. I need to back up Firefox. Let's do that before I end up forgetting again. Composer. That. I think I have it set to back up. That's this HTML web page editing app. The icon right there. That's not really installed on the system. It's just running from that folder. So music, and what I'm doing is typing on the key. That's what I love about Krusader. You can type in the keyboard, it'll go to that. You start MUS, hit enter, and it opens up the music folder. You don't even have to type the whole thing out. So I do that all the time, and I don't ever think about. Most of the time, I don't think about mentioning that's what I'm doing. But well, that's doing its crawl there. I'm going to open up Firefox because what I want to do now. See, that makes me have to do documents again. I should have already done this. I'm going to go in here and make sure I have a backup of all of my bookmarks to HTML so that I can import it easily into any machine I want to import it into. I'm going to say export to HTML and put it in documents. What's going on here? I don't. It's actually kind of weird. I guess it's doing a search. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't know what's going on. Okay, export. I'll hit documents over here. Now then, I should have bookmarks right there. Let it open up. Make sure you don't accidentally. I mean, I'm gonna change the file name, but I want it to be something. That's just my habit because sometimes you need to know that original file name. In this case, I don't. I know exactly what I want to make it. 062518. Okay. And just let it run, and you won't be. Only way you're going to know when it's finished is going into Krusader and looking and seeing that bookmarks file is not growing anymore, or some file manager. Okay, so this is music. Nothing to do there. Nothing to see here, folks. Got to remember to get out. That's why I don't like doing it this way. Whoops, going too far. I didn't do that. I think is the machine getting tired? Yes, OBS is working hard. Okay, see, exporting those bookmarks. See what it's doing? 24% of the CPU, 800, almost getting close to a gig of RAM. Firefox doesn't. I'm going to close Krusader until it's done with all that. Give it a little break there, because see, Firefox is. I mean, Krusader is working it too and making the video. That's another way you can tell is just sit there and watch that, and when it quits, see now that it went down, and now it's might be done. It's probably done. Let's go see. But you won't tell. It won't tell you in here. That's really. It should tell you. That's aggravating. Okay, so let's go to. That's another way to have a pretty good idea. Documents, bookmarks. Okay, now I'm gonna organize them with the newest on top. Okay, Firefox bookmarks, Lenovo i5. Now, something I never knew, because I never did that Firefox refresh, because it used to always make you lose all your bookmarks, I think, is the reason I wouldn't do it. And importing them from HTML is not optimal, because then you get a bunch of duplicates, and then you got to either leave them or go through and work them out, but look see, that's only 35.6 megabytes, but that is all of my bookmarks. And the last time I backed it up before I did Firefox refresh, it was 247 megabytes. So there's all this extraneous crap that was being saved along with the bookmarks. I guess that's one of the reasons why they always tell you, don't you want to refresh? It always pops up in your face and bugs you. So, and it does say it'll make it Firefox run better and smoother and all that. So, guess it does. I know one thing, since I tried to manually make sure everything was gone from that malware site and manually deleted some. I'm opening up the ones I just backed up to show them. I messed it up, and when you do organize, ABC order, right click and say organize your bookmarks, it starts locking up with script errors, and it won't finish. You just have to stop it. It does finish the organizing. I did it earlier today, when I wasn't making a video. Wait. Maybe there is something. What's going on here? That's not on my bookmarks. Are they in a weird order? That's the one I just did. Maybe it wasn't finished after all. I have opened them up and they weren't finished yet. I did, well, 35.6. I don't think it's going to do any more. I think maybe it just wasn't done. No, bookmarks toolbar. That should be way at the top, not at the bottom. Electronics, news, electronics. It's not in. Well, that's from today. Okay. I think I'm fine. Yeah, Z. This is after I did the reorganizing. I forgot. I'd added a few new folders today. I do it. I constantly do that because that's the way I find things that I found again. Now, why bookmarks toolbars at the bottom? I don't know. Don't remember seeing that. I didn't do that on purpose. It is at the bottom. But yeah, everything else is in the Z's. Whoops. You can't. There's so much in there you can't use the mouse wheel and it takes forever to get through that stuff. That's Z, U. There's some that are, these are not in a folder. That's the thing. A whole bunch of them not in a folder. I didn't know I had that many not in a folder. Trying to find that last folder just to kind of confirm that I really do have everything. Oh, hurts my eyes. There we go, got to the A's. Now you get to the numbers. Whoops. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, YouTube. Okay, so that must be, yeah, ZoneNet. My ZoneNet routers and stuff. Okay, ZZ Sounds. That's the last folder. Okay, so yeah, those are not in order, and I'd like them to be, but I'm not going to try it again because it did just, it kept giving, and you as soon as you tell it stop that script order error and don't, you know, every time you see it, it'll just opens, it just pops up another one immediately as quick as you can do it. It says in a different, same, it's basically the same error but with a different number on the end. Been doing that ever since I deleted files, trying to make sure it was clean. And I did delete my Firefox. Let's see, did I? Oh, I was just in there. Wasn't syncing. Firefox. Oh, that's in documents still. This one. Okay, that is new. I deleted the. This is what I call standalone version. It's not installed. It's just extracted from the Firefox download. But it does use the .mozilla folder, which has your, there's the install, well, there's my profiles and the installed version of Firefox. All this is the installed version of Firefox, and it's older. But the other one there that I just showed, it's the new version. But I don't want, I do want the .mozilla folder, so I want to make sure that's backed up. But I don't want that other one. It's no need in that. So let's see. There. Okay. Anyway, so what I'm trying to, all I'm doing is double checking that my backups. See, my backups have ran the last time I booted this thing up, and so far there's nothing new to write, and that's good. Because I don't believe I've done anything, but you never know, you might forget. My website is empty. Okay, pictures. Whoops, that was Python. Python script to find bad images. I tried to, I read an article about all that, and I tried to use that. I didn't really get it working. It was pretty neat. Forgot what was bad about the images now, but it was a pretty neat deal. You know, that's something I would want to keep because I might figure it out next time, you know. And the pictures, there's not near as many. I don't think there's near as many pictures in here as there is in the backup. So I'll do the same thing. Right click, synchronize, compare, and oops, I paused it. I meant to turn on the audio. I was looking over there at my preview, and I meant to turn on the audio, and instead I paused it. So I got to reload it now. It's taking a while to crawl those. Actually, is it working? It seems, I guess it's taking a while to crawl those. Yeah, I guess it's just taking longer to compare the images than it did this regular files. It may take a lot longer than I thought. But this is one of those things, especially in some in methods I've learned and that I like to do in Linux. I thought would be worth sharing. Um, I call it manually backing up, or it's not the quickest way to do it, but well, it depends. I mean, it can take a long time to set up a. There we go. Nothing to do. It can take a long time to set up a backup profile in Lucky Backup or whatever backup system you want to use. So that can be quicker. But if you're doing your whole system, basically, is what I'm basically doing now, then there's videos. But of course, the one that OBS Studio I'm making right now, I don't. Let's see, how am I going to do that? I've got to do that. See, it's still growing right now, so I have to do that right before I actually do it. And I don't think there's anything in those other folders, so of course I can go ahead and do the rest of them. I think I will. I'll just skip OBS Studio, put it on the top like this so that I can tell. But I don't think there's going to be anything in those other folders. I pretty much don't have anything in there because I don't have space to keep videos on this system. Well, there's stuff in there. More than I thought. Oh, that's Kdenlive stuff. Those aren't actually all videos. Those are there would be, of course, my little test video, 38 megabyte one, but I'll do that later. That's just my test. I always do a test before I start because there's a 50-50 chance there's something not working right. And usually all you have to do is just close OBS and open it back up, and then it's fine. But if you don't, then you'll probably be sorry. Oh yeah, VirtualBox VMs. That's my one. Where's that? That one right there. So if I open that up, let's see what we got. There is an extra folder in there that's not in that. I'm pretty sure that that's in my daily backups, but let's see. Yep, it is. Okay. See, I don't back up every file in the system. I don't. No, I'm not sure about those. So I don't back up the root folders because it doesn't do you any good. When you get to the point you want to do a new install, you really want a new install, and you'd ruin things by copying all these old stuff back over it. You mess things up. So now let me see. What I'm thinking is all these dot folders and all that stuff, I may just go ahead and select all of them, and I'd rather have them than not have them. I'm not sure what I had. That's the laptop. There we go. Lenovo i5. Now see, that's the system folders. I usually just call them dot folders. One good thing about doing it in alphabetical order, you can do that. Make sure I don't have it selected to make it just back up that or something. So I'll go all the way down till the end of the dot folders first, I think, and then do the rest. There we go. And well, actually, I can select all the folders and then deselect. I'll hold down Control so that I can deselect downloads. See, I hold down Control and left click. Downloaded videos. You don't really want DW Helper in there. I think it's empty anyway. I didn't really care about Firefox. It's fine to back up Firefox. I just won't need it. But it does have bookmark backups in the JSON for file format, which it would be in the .mozilla folder though. Pictures, don't want in there. I certainly don't want double up on pictures and documents and all those things that are actually, some of that stuff's pretty big files, but all that stuff there, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. That'll take a bit longer for sure. Those files there, let's see, do I have them back up? No, see, I skipped them because they're really not much in there that's Yeah, not really anything in there that I want. Synchronize selected. You better be careful. That's the system you're working on. You could if you delete those, you'll break your system. Okay, so right click. I'm going to compare. That's another reason why it's not the most wonderful. You know, it's not the best way to back up things. Like system files and stuff, you gotta be careful. And there's going to be several thousand files there. I started to say I'd open up Lucky. I'm thinking about running. Well, really, I was thinking about running Lucky Backup again, but I definitely can't do those two at once. I can't. I've done it. Recently, I've been making a video when Lucky Backup started running, and it didn't ruin the video as long as I was careful about not opening too many things up. So I may run it again before I quit. I mean, I need to have a way to make sure. Let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to back up my videos that I'm making right now off video, because if it's still being made, then of course I can't back it up accurately. It'll just back up to the point. You can do that with videos, and FLV videos. I don't think it'll even cause a problem. Some they'll be broken, but you could repair them and stuff like that. But I think with FLV, that'll just be the end of the video too, because it's a stream, you know. But it wouldn't all be there. So, you know, that stuff sometimes doesn't enter your mind until you get into doing it. But yeah, I'm making a video while I'm backing up, so the video of me doing backups is going to have to be finished for me to actually finish my backups. So I'll do that after the video's over. And I can't. And well, I could switch. Well, I'd have to unplug my cable, my audio cable from the. Well, I wouldn't have to. I could use the wireless mic, I guess. Didn't think about that. Let's see. How could I do that? Oh, if I didn't use the SM58, left it plugged into this machine, then I could boot up the ASRock and start a video and show me with the camera, which is already set. It's all there, and all I have to do is just turn on the wireless mic. I did that before, and show the machine. I was thinking, I can't show the machine booting up when I actually, you know, start formatting. The first part of formatting the machine is plugging up your USB drive, booting it up to the live system, and then I was going to install OBS Studio, and I thought, well, I can't show that, but I can on just the camera if I use the ASRock. So if I break up my streams into each section of what I'm doing, I could do that. I think I will do that. That's a good idea. Just now came to me that I could do that. So yeah, I'll stop this, and I guess I could show the last backup, finishing the last back. I don't think that's important, but I could boot up the ASRock and show the last backup of. You know what I could do? Well, that would only work for so long, but I could turn on the ASRock and turn it on as the backup stream, and then when I reboot this machine, it will automatically switch to that one, and just seamless. It'll be seamless in the video. But then when I get booted back up and I want to start streaming from this machine, I'll have to stop and start a new stream, because I tried that the other day. Once you get on your backup stream, you can't just switch back to the main stream. Well, if you can, I don't know how you do it. Because what did I do? I turned on the main stream, and it showed that it was streaming. And I guess I went ahead, and what I'm thinking right now is, okay, so if I turned on the main stream again, well, I turned it on as the main stream, and then I think I shut down the backup stream and it didn't switch. But maybe if I would have turned it on as a backup stream and then shut down the backup stream, which is now the main stream, maybe it would switch. I've seen it from the viewer point of view being done. Like I said a couple times before, Hot Rod Magazine was doing their, well, it was when they were doing their Hot Rod Drag Week. Doing it live for 8 hours, you know, and on YouTube, and they did it a few times. I could tell that's what they were doing because I knew enough about it because I was using OBS Studio myself. Well, actually, the first time I saw it, they were using XSplit. One's called XSplit, and there's another one with another name that YouTube was telling you to use at the beginning there when they first started having doing the live streaming, and it was really hard to use. They were using the one I was using, so I think it might have been XSplit. Wireshark. Wireshark's the one they told you to use at the very beginning. I could never get it working, and I used to stream with VLC, Video LAN. I used to do streams, live to save the video, not on the internet, but to a hard drive. I knew how to do that, and I've been doing it for years, here and there. But I couldn't get Wireshark, whichever it is, to work. XSplit, I could get it to work, and that's what they were using. Yeah, okay. And then now, I don't know what they use now. I just knew it because they were having an error that I had seen before, and it was on the screen. Well, they had a watermark from there. This told me exactly what they were doing, and they had paid for it to have the full professional version, but they weren't getting it. So they were getting a watermark, and I think their stream was shutting down on them every 30 minutes to an hour or something. And they were having to switch to the backup stream. They were talking about it. I'm just jabbering about this because this is taking forever to do. I'm thinking it's going to take way forever to do. I think I will turn on the ASRock right now and get that ready. I kind of wanted to leave it. I have more than one profile, though, in there, and I even here, too, and what I got to thinking. Okay, that may take way longer than I really dreamed it would. It very well can. Switch to the camera view. Now all I got to do, well, let's see. How am I going to do this? Yeah, I'll leave this one on the mic. I'm trying to think, should I go to the wireless on this one, too? I think I'll leave this one on the mic on the SM58. Yeah, okay. That's right. I can get my long stick. I can reach this without having to move away from the mic. That's what it was hanging me up there thinking about. Okay, now I can just turn on the ASRock. And we can watch him boot up. I'll know what's going on, and I think I've got my preview paused, so I'll turn it on so I can see. Yep, there it goes. Okay, and but on the ASRock, it will be only getting audio from the Wi-Fi mic from the Phone 3, and the Lenovo R5 will be getting its audio from the SM58 simply because I like that mic so much better. But we'll just kind of take a gander at the command line while it boots up. So anyway, yeah, I'll turn it on and let's see. Do I want to make it the back? Yeah, if I make it the backup stream, it'll be seamless. And then I think when I'm ready to shut down, I'll just shut the stream down. Period. When I'm ready to. I don't think I mean, I've never done it and seen it work, so I have an idea that I could turn on. I could actually turn off. Well, once I turned off the stream on the Lenovo i5, like when I have to reboot, then when I could turn on a backup stream on it, and then if I shut down the stream on the ASRock, I think that backup stream might take over. But I don't want to try it the first time live and have it not work. Now, what am I going to do on here? Just the stream, right? Okay, so I'll get in my screen name. I was trying to remember if I wanted it in my screen name or Mom's. I was thinking there's a reason I was going to get in there for backing up. Well, I have to actually get in both screen names to back up. You can't back up each other's directories from. You don't want to. I don't want to back up with root privileges because then I'm afraid it will. Well, it wouldn't on my backup drive, I don't think. think I've done it, but you got to watch out. If you do it in a root mode, then you may have root owner of your own files. You got to watch out on that. So while that's over there working, what is it I want to do? I want to open up OBS Studio, and the profile that I'm using right now, see, I don't think he changes. Okay, Dawn Studio profile setting. Yeah, I forgot which way is the way. Oh, yeah, that is how you set it as the backup. See, I have a scene collection, and I have Untitled, Untitled 2, and Untitled 3. That's because I imported. But I also, what happened, like, okay, this one is all just like I would want it. I know that's all good for streaming. If I go in here for, in the settings, and where is it? Stream, primary YouTube stream. I could just change it there. But what I think I'm going to do is go to profile, go to Untitled. That's actually the default stream. They don't call it default, but I had already, what I had done is I didn't understand I think I wasn't quite understanding how to use the import, and I did the imports and they worked, but I thought they didn't work. So then I did use Krusader and just copied over the files with my backups. And so then that made the Untitled, which is the default, be the same as my backup streams. Okay, yeah, they look the same. But what I think it won't have, well, there's a couple of settings I had to fix in there. That's one thing I got to watch out for. Well, let's turn on the mic. Let's get on. I'll turn it on as if I was going to use the desktop screencast. Let's see. Got to be careful. I'm jumping from one machine to the other. Okay, now I have audio, so it would be working. Okay. The mic. If I was going to use the mic, I think you got to do it in settings. Let's see. I think I'll go back to the beginning, no sound. Oh, actually, that's not where you would want it. Where would I want it? That's one thing. Whatever you have it set on, when it switches from mainstream to backup stream, that's what you see. So I don't want it to just go to my beginning titles with no sound. What would I want? I guess I would want Cam Stream 2. Yeah, so you can see whatever's on the monitor, period. Well, that's going to work this machine awful hard, though, for a long period of time. I guess I should not do this until that part until I'm actually, I know, I got to remember when hopefully I'll remember when I'm getting ready to do that switch, should reboot that other machine, I've got to come over here and do this. Remind me to do that. Because if I leave it, this machine, of course, it should be able to handle it, but since it's the 8-core and all that, but I'll open this up so that I can, no wait, I don't think that's the KDE system monitor. Yeah, I think it is. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, because there's a search bar up there. Yeah, I can leave that open, so I can always just quickly look at it's only using, what? 112 megabytes out of 7.8 gigabytes. Okay, that's doing really well. See, it just doesn't. Right now, it's not taxing this system at all. The other day, I don't know. It could have been, and it was with the camera going too. But that stream's running through my routers, whether I pick up on it or not. I don't know if that increases the traffic on the router to actually pick up on it, though. That's what I don't know. I don't know if it like has a pause in these phones, the IP webcam app. I don't think it does, because the longer you run it, the more the router cache. You can tell the router cache is full. It just if you keep on and on going, you will lose your internet connection. That's how come I'm always rebooting my router and everything. So yeah, I think since I think it's probably better. I'll just have to try and remember how to do this. Well, that mouse is kind of floaty already again. But yeah, it's not working it too hard at all. That's good. I don't know why the mouse feels floaty. That makes that. It could be something. Any of the problems there's a few little problems like the USB dropping its connection and stuff. That could be because this motherboard doesn't really work well with this processor, and I may end up having to get another new motherboard, like the gamer forum said. You can do it, but don't. But they were saying it would. The reason was the VRMs would overheat when you overclock it. Well, I'm not going to overclock it, and the temperatures have been steady, good, lower than most of my other machines. So let's look at the settings here. Stream. Okay, so it's already set to backup. That's the way I had it. Okay, so that's all I got to do is switch profiles. And if I could figure out how to rename the profile, I would do that. I'd tell it backup, backup stream. But I want to look and see. Everything should be all good. I think in here I already did a lot of settings in here. But I do want to make sure that I think that with the shortcut I just tried it and it worked. Yeah, frames per second's good. Hotkeys should still be in there. Well, yeah, because I just use those to turn on the wireless mic. So I don't see anything. Let's see, did I change anything in here? No, I didn't. I'm going to hit cancel then. The thing I was wondering about is the audio input. Why didn't I see that? Let's get on cam 2. Now, of course, the mic's not even plugged in, but you can go to the audio settings right there. Okay, audio properties. Let's just go to advanced. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different. So settings. I remember I was trying to head off a problem I had. Oh, there it is. Built-in audio analog stereo. It was set on default. I guess that when you set it, it goes to all profiles. Like when you do these settings, it may. Well, no, it doesn't, because well, that's right though. When it was on default, the mic wasn't working, even though it was getting a signal to the sound card and everything. Okay. So I'm gonna leave it. Let's see. I think I can leave it like that. That's all ready to go, and when I switch, it works. It looks okay. I'm gonna try it. I mean, if my stream gets bad health, I'll know it immediately because I have a preview over there. So this is the way I want it. That's what I want it, to be doing. And I'll get off of here so that it won't be showing a video feedback. Well, actually, it won't as soon as I don't know. I'll get off of there. I'm not sure what. If you get off of the preview, then I think it will. The video feedback a lot of times can cause your machine to get overwhelmed. Oh, now it's not looking that well. See, now it's starting to do the feedback. So yeah, get off the video feedback, and I'm not going to stay there because if I slip a click, I could force close something. So I'll just go right there. If I slip a click, I just made me up a new phrase. Slip a click. Sounds like a product you'd want to charge some good money for, huh? Order it online. Slip a click. Okay, so let's go back to the. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry. Go back to the desktop. Where are we? Uh-oh. Krusader's not like... I gave it too much to do. See, and it'll probably won't recover. It'll just sit there like that. Dang it. Yep. It's not using up a lot of CPU, and it's actually not using up a whole lot of memory, but usually you can tell because it'll get to the point where it says zombie. If it says zombie, it's probably... That's what it'll say. It'll in the CPU, I think... It's in the CPU section, it'll say zombie. Or sometimes if it says sleep, it may just stay asleep. But it doesn't show to be overwhelmed or anything, the system. But look, it is working pretty darn good when you look at the graph. You can see right quick. But that's different, isn't it? I mean, look at how much the percentages are compared to what you see right here. 23%, that's 1%. Couple of ones, and then if you go on down there, they won't be registering anything. But that's it's probably not going to come back. So I click the X to close it, and probably just the the synchronizing directories window. See, it says, what do you want to do? It's not responding. Force quit. Sometimes you can't even get that to happen, and you have to go over here and do in process. Sometimes you have to kill it. If you have to kill it, it usually causes some trouble. But everything's okay again, I think. It's still working hard. So, I don't flip over to this very often. It could be that that's kind of what it looks like all the time. Yeah, so when you see 23%, that means all four. So the average is 23% of all four. Some of them are 36 and 31, 28, 30. It changes constantly. So that seems like it's a low average from what I just saw. But anyway, this is the one I use all the time, really, because the other one actually adds more resource usage. You don't want to stay on that. I guess when you click off of the tab, it pauses all that, so it won't bother the system. But okay, what was I going to do? Let's open up Lucky Backup. I kept thinking maybe that's what I ought to do, and I can go through my it won't hurt tax the system that much. And I do it in super user mode in Fedora 23. I'm going to have to get that password out again. It seems to go back and forth as to which way you need to do it. I'm not backing up any root folder, any folders that need root access, but some of my folders in my home directory in Fedora 23, I couldn't back them up. Got no write permissions unless I used it in root modes. So yeah, I don't know. You just have to play with it if you want to use the app. It's that. It seems like in some of the newer versions I saw that you didn't have to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so and I forgot that, and I built it in my regular Lucky Backup user mode. So then I ain't gonna go do that all again. So I imported that profile, but you couldn't rename default, so I have to do that. I have to go up there and switch to that. See, these are all my ones I had built in the regular user mode, and then I ran into trouble of being able to write stuff that I wanted to write. Now those, let's see, home, okay, home done app directories, okay, home done selected directories. Let's just look at them. Modify, advanced. Got to kind of make this bigger. Let's see, include. I use only include. That's the key to doing it like I'm doing it separately. So documents, download videos. See, it's not a whole lot of directories. Those are the ones that are all going straight to the root directory of the backup drive. And I just did, so that's all good because I not only does that. I've checked that recently and it works, but also I just did it manually in Krusader. Now these are the ones I'm not 100% sure if I could have missed a directory, and they're probably not. If I did, it wouldn't be a horrible thing, but I still don't like. You never know until you find out you need something. So once you reformat, it's gone. So let's see, I've got a wildcard for everything with a dot. Okay, so I know they're all getting back to everything with a dot in front of it. You do a wildcard for the folder, and then 2 wildcards for the destination. I'd have to look in there. Let's see, if I say I'm going to add something. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let's see, specific directory. You can do it all these different ways, but if you click that, see, it gives you the 2 dots. So that means it's the directory and the directory contents. That's what the 2, not dots, but wildcards mean. That's what they call them in this case. What are they normally called on the keyboard? Not asterisks, but are they? I don't remember, but the star or the stars looking things. Anyway, so I've got Adreno, audio, projects. What I've done before, and maybe what I'm going to have to do again, is open up. Well, let's just look. See, I don't know what's in that folder. I've done this before. The only way I can really compare all this is we go over here where I normally open up Krusader, and I'm going to get in my home directory, and here I think I'll get in my video directory, so that when I do want to check on my, now that's the one thing that if I run that right now, yeah, see if I get off of this video and go to that backup video, and I could connect with remote desktop so you could really see what I'm doing, that would be fine, because I just don't want to do it in my brand new system, and if there was any malware, I don't want it to be able to crawl from, you know, from that machine to this one. But this one's they've already been both attacked and cleaned and all that, and it's fixing to be reformatted. So I can do that. I can do remote desktop into here in a minute. But yeah, okay, I can stop this stream, and that stream should pick up when I get ready to really back this up. Okay, but I'm not there yet, so here's what I'm thinking I can do. Can I move that? Yeah, move workspace left. Okay, now I'll move them over there close to each other, I think. Yeah, so I can compare them. Okay, so everything with a dot is getting done. Yeah, okay. And so let's get to Arduino. Whoops. Oh, that's all right. Let's go ahead and roll that up. Now then, Arduino, audio projects, backup, files, Energia. Where's Energia? Yeah, right there. Okay, and then the newer version, I guess, of Energia, FTC, Debugger, Firefox, Firefox Developers, Free Medforms. Okay, now I'm just using the mouse wheel to roll it, and it's working. Okay, where did Free Medforms go? It's there. Okay. Oops. Okay, Genome Extension Caffeine, Hacker's Manifesto. That's my screensaver I built in Python. That's the one time I ever actually wrote it. I didn't really write the whole thing. I imported or they had a template for in one of the IDEs that I forget which one, that'll work right and work in Python. And I took a Python class and kind of learned some basics, but well, I didn't finish the class because it was too hard. Well, I was trying to do 3 classes at once on the Google Udacity, and that was a dumb idea. They told you not to do it, but I tried it anyway. Back when they first opened up. Anyway, I couldn't keep up with it all. I gave up. Python, okay. Anyway, I made my own screensaver, but I used the template and then just modified it to make my screensaver. Rose Garden, Sardu, TI, Texas Instruments, TI Cloud Agent, Wallpapers Master. That's changes my wallpapers all the time. Wallpapers, Workspace. Where is that? Workspace, okay. Workspace, FCT Debugger, and Composer is down there, and I don't know where it went, but I know it's up there. So there it is, Composer. Yeah, see, the thing is, well, I didn't see any. I think I have them all. I don't think I'm missing anything. And if I was missing any of those, that wouldn't be the end of the world. So I'm going to hit cancel. So really, my Lucky Backup profile should do the job. I get really antsy when I start to reformat a system. I really don't want to lose something important, you know. But, and of course, this is important, this backup video. That's the next thing I need to do. So, of course, you can just do it in Krusader, or you can run, I'm just going to run Lucky Backup again is what I'm going to do. Oops, that was downloaded videos. I'm not used to having 2 folders that start with download. I changed that because when my regular videos and that, well, I had it in, you know, like right here. I had downloaded videos folder inside of videos, but if you want to back up all your videos automatically to use the Google Photos backup, and they don't have one that runs on Linux still to this day. They do Android and they do Windows, and I think they do Mac too, but they thumb their nose up at Linux. And here they are using Linux, you know, for their Android OS, so it makes me mad, but makes me jealous or whatever. So anyway, I don't want to back up downloaded videos, just the ones I've created here. That's what I'm trying to say, to Google Photos. So I separated it. That's why that has that weird. But it also bugs me. And just yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, because I ended up just watching videos, and I was watching videos, and then I saw something really interesting. I saw a lamp that a guy made, and you know, lava lamps, you probably heard of them. Well, this was called, it says a safe USB version of Gillian's diamond lamp with PCB file. He showed you, I didn't watch the whole video, I watched the beginning and the end and saw the results. That thing was beautiful. It has these little plastic diamonds in this liquid, and USB. He made a circuit board. I've always wanted to. I've been learning, and I want to build a few things here and there. I've got a breadboard now and some basic parts, and I have some TI boards and an Arduino and a Raspberry Pi. And I made a media center out of the Raspberry Pi and used it for about 2.5 years or so in the living room, until I got to where it couldn't keep up with the, you know, it's only the 512 megabyte of RAM version, the earlier version. Can't keep up. Anyway, I saved the video and the instructions and everything, and he has PCB files for you and everything. And I haven't taken. Usually when I'd take, once I know it's backed up, I'll delete it from the main folder. I thought, well, I'm fixing to reformat it. It doesn't matter what I do, just as long as it's all in there, you know. So, of course, there's one thing I mean, I don't. How can you really do that? I mean, you could. Hopefully, you didn't miss anything, you know. If you ever did, you wouldn't really know it. But there it is, right there. That's in there. But all this other stuff, you know, I can't. You know, I don't know. I can't remember as much stuff as I download. I can't remember it. Okay, so okay. There's what are the other things? The very last thing will be running Lucky Backup one last time, and that'll get this video. Like I said, I'll stop if I stop my video in here, and it automatically picks up the backup on the ASRock, then we'll just see it all. It'll all be in my video. That's cool. I like that. Let's see. I don't want to run that yet though, because let's see. When it's running automatically, if you close the window, it'll just, you know, go up up here. But if you just close it right now, I think it would just kill it, shut it down. So I'm gonna leave it. I wonder if I want to run. I'll just close Krusader. I think it's new enough. Let's go see. I'm going to end up deleting that video or something. I had it selected there. Documents. Yeah, DNF script. Well, I didn't make the script. I just the apps list. I did that. There's some commands to run to do that, and I did that the other day. 6/17. It's been a few days ago. I could do it again. I don't think I've installed anything else or anything. There's probably some things that are really necessary. This is every app on the system, and so I can make an install script if I would decide I want to install every app on the system on my new system, which is I'll probably end up making that script and running it, because even though it may get a few I don't want, there's so many apps that I just don't know the names of, and it'll take years. It's taken. I mean, every system in the past before I learned to do that, it would take me 3 months minimum, probably 6 months to a year to ever really get it back up to the everything I wanted that used to be on the old system. You know, just by one at a time, 2 or 3 at a time, installing them. The I don't have that. The Yum Apps install files. That's where I think I have it saved. Yum installed apps list command. Yeah, okay. That's the one. List install files with Yum. Okay. I've got it in here. Several different versions, looks like. Then Yum. Okay. Yum installed. That's a script. What I'm looking for is the HTML files to go with them. Yum list kernel command. What kernel you're running? I was going to say, there is a command to tell you what your network chip is on your machine, and I need to run that on the ASRock and see if I can find the driver for it, because it's not finding it. That's a text file. That'd be hard to read. Let's see. I had actually uploaded some of my first ones I made, Fedora 13. I had uploaded them. This was my blog post. There it is. Yum list installed, and just send it to a temp file. Temp right there in your temp folder. That's really an easy way to do it. Then you can just move that to the left for now, just to get it out of the way. Now I don't want Yum, I want DNF though. I think I'll do, no, I want, well, it'll do, yeah, I can just run it as, I want it to be in my DNF folder because, you know, Fedora doesn't use Yum anymore, it uses DNF. Temp, you can open that folder up and you can see it happening there. Now what you do is you open up a terminal. This will open up a terminal in that folder that I'm in. And I'll move it over here so it can, you know, see what's going on. SU, put in the root password. I was looking at it. As long as I typed it right. Oh, it went so fast I didn't see it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I'm pasting those commands I just copied, and I'm just going to let it be. It'll take DNF will take over and actually do the work. It says user DNF list installed cman yum to DNF. Now it did it. See, it says yum list. Now that was the old way. Now I'm going to change it to. I'll just copy it over, and then you can't rename it. You could if you was using Krusader root privileges. You click on that one, but you don't want to do that. You just want it to be in your regular user. So, but you can't alter a file as your regular user, but you can copy it from temp like that. So now that file, this is going to be the absolute most up-to-date one. See, there's a few things I should have already done before I really went to doing these backups that I just did, and I'm starting to remember that. Now, I'm going to copy that from my new file name, but I'm going to change the date. I'll just leave the date off of there. And then rename 06 25 18, is that it? Yep. Fedora Lenovo i5 DNF installed apps list 062518. There we go. Okay, so now I've got a brand new list, and my emails are getting backed up. I didn't go in there and triple check that. I could. That's real important. Thunderbird, okay. So I'll just get in the folder. That's where all my email stuff is, and then go back to my backup. I should have Lenovo 5 Fedora 23. Of course, if you did that if you do it and Thunderbird happens to be running, then it might interfere. Well, there'll be files that'll be being changed. So it's not running right now, and it should just say, though, I just did the, select those files, right-click, compare. It should just say nothing to do in here in Krusader. And actually, Lucky Backup does a better job of comparing the files. It's more accurate. I remember reading about it several years ago. They were saying, we're trying to depreciate this. Like now, in some cases, though, you might it asks you, do you want to overwrite that file, suggesting your name or what? I'm not quite sure what to do, so I'm going to say skip on everything. And because Lucky Backup I've seen it. It does the right thing automatically. So it'll get you the newest version of the right files without you having to try to figure it out yourself. So I just wanted to make sure if I saw like a 100 file, for 10 or 100 files getting written, then I hadn't been backing up. My backup wasn't set up right, and I'd better I better do something, or at least manually back it up. Okay, I'm going to close that. Lucky Backup's really good, but I've made, and it's easy to make mistakes in your setup of your profiles, and then you don't get what you think you're getting. So it's always good to double and triple check. Now, am I ready? I've looked through my lists. Yeah, I've looked through my list before I started. There's really not a lot. I don't have much in my list about what I'm doing right now, other than just say back up again before you go. And for one thing, I'm going to unplug the Seagate backup drive before I start. I'm not going to have it plugged in while I'm reformatting. I don't want to have any chance of messing things up. Now, there is one thing I might ought to do. What I was thinking I would do is use let me get it. My seamless setup here is actually, I'm going to need a break. Whether my SD card has the backup of my profiles, and but I don't have how current it is. So I think can I plug it in? Let's see. I didn't know it. Yeah, it mounted up just great. The box was kind of pulled out pretty far. From where it usually sits in my rack there, and I was like, what happened there? So anyway, so I'm going to back up. Now, of course, Lucky Backup's not going to back up to that. So what I'm going to do is, the only thing I know of that I need on there is my, let's see. Yeah, .config. It's being written to a lot, so there it is. And I want OBS. There we go, OBS Studio. So I'm just going to straight back that up to my 29 gigabyte Dons files. Is it downloads or? Yeah, I've got it in downloads. Let's see. I think I have it in there twice. Yeah, I do. So what I'll do is just do it again and give it today's date. Copy that. Even though I am running OBS Studio, those are not files that I'm changing right now, so that shouldn't have caused any trouble. So it's not just profiles, it's profiles and setting. Yeah, and they're actually scenes and profiles. Okay, CENES and profiles. Okay, I'm gonna get out of there so that I can't mess that up. OBS Studio. Scenes and profiles 06 2518. And see, that's what I'll use to import those in that new, when I'm my Fedora 28 live system. I will just import scenes and profiles, and then I'll be ready to stream all my cameras and everything I got here. It's actually pretty oh, go back. I want to see if there's anything else in there. I don't think I really have anything. VNC, oh, the OBS. I do have an OBS Studio file. There's instructions. Yeah, I have an older version, OBS Studio Full Zip. That was how you had to install it before. 159. I wouldn't use it now unless I had to. 042817. Okay, so yeah. Oops. Documents. Not much in there. Maybe some. Yeah, I'm not doing any install scripts. Some screenshots. Okay. Windows keys. I'm not doing Windows. I was going to try to, put 2 hard drives in this machine and do Windows 7 and Fedora 28, but I figured out once I opened the box up, I did a video on it, a couple of videos, that I really didn't have the. I needed one thing I was missing. 2 things I was missing is a bracket, which I could work that out to hold both hard drives. Or a caddy, but I could take. I've got some hard drive. There's another word that I used. Caddies is what they call those ones that basically kind of snap in and out, and that's what's in there. But I have some cages, hard drive cages, I think is what they call them, the metal ones. I think I've got one. If I had one that was just a 2 drive cage, it would fit in there, and I could screw it. I bet I could figure. I bet I could even at least a couple of holes would match up with the screws without having to drill anything. But anyway. You got a SATA plug in there, but you don't have power, an extra SATA power plug. And I could make it a Y. I've got some old broken power supplies in the garage. I could probably cut some cables off of there and make a Y. But actually, I don't think I have a. Oh yeah, I think I have at least one female SATA power, and I could make one. But I don't think that power supply could handle it. It's just a brick power supply, basically just like a. The only difference in it and a laptop power supply is it puts out 12 volts instead of 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever. So there we go with that. Downloads, and we're making that video. Okay, I was all ready to do this, and I'm getting where I'm dying for a break. It's almost like, well, I need to. I need to take a break instead of continuing, even though I'm like to that point. I'm kind of to that point. I think I'm to the point where I'm about ready to reboot and start reformatting, but I still feel like I need to think through this. Well, I do want to run this Lucky Backup again. Oh, that was the one thing. I wanted to. Yeah, I thought I would do it on remote desktop from the other machine instead of with the camera, and keep showing until I actually reboot. So yeah, I want to make darn sure I'm done before I start reformatting. So okay, Lucky Backup may be just what I'm about ready to do. But I'm not completely sure. Where's my list? That's not it. Okay. I'm just going to kind of look through these lists again. I kept thinking, well, I just looked through them, but I know how my memory is, so. Or how it is not. Let's see. Oh yeah, Firefox. I'm thinking before I actually reformat the ASRock, I may turn on Firefox Sync one last time and see what happens. See if it brings in some bad stuff or whatever. I don't think I'm going to use Firefox Sync on either one of these machines. At least not now. Maybe not ever. And if I do, I may go ahead and just delete these profiles and make new profiles for Firefox Sync. You know, new accounts. I mean, for mine and Mom's. Pain, but I think it'd be worth it for even nothing else. Peace of mind that you're not getting anything left behind from that bad add-on. That Safe Web Virus Total virus scanner that's website feeds up malware. Okay. Oh, that's what I was just talking about. Okay. I saw the beginning words of that and started talking about it. I started ad-libbing instead of reading what the deal. That's better than me trying to read. A lie. USB backup drive. Backup again. That's what I'm doing right now. It's just making sure you really have everything backed up properly. I made an apps list. Well, that's actually for the Debian laptop. Aptitude make an apt on CD list, but I did that on here too. You do it differently on there. There's actually an app called apt on CD, APT on CD. That Aptitude, that's what they use for their file manager in Debian. I mean file install and uninstall programs and stuff. Oh yeah, that's something about Bitdefender, but I won't even mention that right now. And yeah, and I got my notes still there, but well, that's a check that I did it. The backup stream and learning how to use that. I did that. Okay. So yeah, I still don't have a whole lot of details notes about what I should be doing next. So let's go back to that desktop screencast. Okay, so I don't think I have anything hiding anywhere. You know, in the strange directories that I see in the root directory, I have not tried to back up anything. There are a few things like a user share that you could maybe back up, but there's really not anything that I think I need. MSP 430. I would reinstall that. I wouldn't try to. Like I said, if you start copying some of these things over, you're just gonna. It probably won't run right. If it's not, you need the newest version that will run on your. You know, I'm jumping from Fedora 23 to 28, so you wouldn't want to copy anything that's basically a system file over there, unless you know for sure it's going to work. And it's always better to just go with the newest thing in the repos or repositories in those cases. Now, I used to etc fs tab file. Can I view that? Yeah. This is what tells your system what to mount when it boots, and you used to have to manually edit this. But now it's all automatic, and I really don't have trouble with needing to manually do any of this. It makes me want to save it. I'll save it as a backup in my, I'll do it in there. Sorry, now I'm really getting there. That's where I want to save it. I'm going to make it a text file. I don't think I need it, but since I was just random, almost might not have been random, you know, maybe that was an idea. Only thing I think I can do this came on fast. I don't know what's happening, but I get like this and I just flat can't talk anymore. So I'm going to get me a cough drop. wanted to go ahead and get that last backup running before I, took my break. It's hard to say goodbye to an old faithful system, not knowing if the new one's going to work right and if it's going to have bugs and it's going to aggravate you. But old friend, I can't say it. You're not too old. It's just that there's something newer out there. You're not old. You're just well used. That sounds bad too, doesn't it? Well, I'm sorry, but you've been a great system. But, well, it's the security update thing. That's what it really is, to be honest. It's the security updates. I mean, I know you're still getting some, but I'm not sure which ones you're getting. I'm not exactly sure. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm running, my Thunderbird and my Firefox in standalone mode and they get their own updates, I'm not so sure I'd be actually all that secure. I know you got SC Linux. I know you just get popped up right there. And you're telling me what's going on, and you stop anything bad that you see. But what are all these things? A lot of them I don't know what they are. fprintd 1,834 times. Wake alarm. I'm just not sure what that is. And it doesn't happen in the newer systems. I know you're not letting it happen, but why is it trying to do that? Is it malware? Is it just because, what? I mean, a bug in one of the last updates, that caused this to start happening? I don't quite know. Now, the wine preloader map 0, that's when I run TeamViewer. I know that. Because I don't have wine installed, and it runs its own little version of wine to make it work. Windows emulator wine. Plugin contain, well, that's a web player thing, so yeah, it could try to do things once in a while. That could have been an attack, matter of fact. Ooh, poet didn't know it. Java, well, yeah, that could be an attack. That only happened twice, I know. Send mail 75 times. Now, why would mail be trying to be sent unless it was a spam bot? I mean, there could be problems on here that if it wasn't for good old SC Linux, I'd be in trouble. And it could be just some normal thing that SC Linux is being overprotective about. There's another one about mail. Read, though. That's just to read a file. Make temp, create. Well, it's thought it was a bad time and place to do it, so it's 8 times it wouldn't let you make a temp file. And SC troubleshoot execute. Oh, not SC. Yeah, SC troubleshoot F execute 2 times. But I just don't know. I'm not going to delete them. I just don't know. The new systems, I've been running them, and they don't do that. I've been trying them out. I know, I admit it. So I'm going to unmount that. Take it out of there. That's that 32 gigabyte SD card and the USB adapter. And I will probably use that during my reformatting. I know it hurts to see you go. But all in all, you're religious software anyway, so it's not like you're going to miss me. It's just I'm going to miss you. So, I can put Composer back on there. I can put Energia back on there, I won't have all these annoying folders in there anymore because they went back to the normal way of making a real desktop folder for all this stuff to be in. That'll be nice. And as long as it'll run, I'll put wallpapers on there so my backgrounds will change automatically. So it'll be good. It'll be great. It'll be just fine. All good things must come to an end. And this is just probably your last day unless something hangs me up here from doing this today. So bye bye Fedora 23. Hello Fedora 28. I skipped some days and some months and weeks and a year or two. I'm not updating you, but I'm finally getting around to it. Finally found it. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to close that. Actually, let's leave that open so I can kind of see what's going on there. And, okay, I want to open up KRFB, right? Where's KRFB? Do I have it up here? Yeah, I'll have to do all this again. That you have to do manually. Or you might be able to back up. I don't think you can. The one cool thing about XFCE, it has a way you can back up your panel properties, but now you can't do that. There's probably a place where all these desktop settings are, and if I knew where they were, I could do that. But that's not hard to do. You just drag those up, Well, you just click on the app, right, say, okay, I want that one up there. Right click, add to panel. But I thought I had, if you search for KRFB and do it that way, and then hit enter to make it open up, and some of these newer distros, it doesn't work. And maybe it's just being XFCE, it doesn't work. We'll see. But if you go over here and click find KRFB and click on it, it works. May not be going to work in here. I don't think it is going to work. And you would think that the app's not running or something. Something's wrong with it. But it's just something wrong with, yeah, that is XFCE app finder. So I guess I never put it up here. I've been putting it on these other, I didn't. Those were just viewers. So let's see. I think it's in system tools. We'll see. Yep. Open it up and it should come open. Yeah, see there, it opens up pretty quick. Ah, it's set up with a KD wallet password. That's supposed to be the only machine I got that I done that on. Excuse me. Yeah, it won't show it. I wouldn't make sure. Let's see. I went blank with what's the password for this machine. I guess I'll look and see if I have it. I might have a different one for the KDE. See, I don't hardly ever use things that have that. Need that. It's only the the password to use these KDE apps. I do have a password written down for. Oh, okay. For the KRFB. I've got notes in here of things to do. I didn't know that was in there. Those are not supposed to be there, I don't think. Well, I either didn't see it or it's not even there. Okay. Well, let's see. Nope, that was not right. might be that it was, you know, I changed my user and root password recently. Oh yeah, and here's my Windows 7 Pro. Oh, okay. Okay, let's try. That was it. I don't have that. I had it marked out is what I had done. Now, I don't think I have to change my, enable unintended. I don't think I have to change the password because it's in there already because of that one that I just had to put in. So I'll leave it. But I do need to know the IP address. 192.168.192 0.192. Okay. Now, go to the other machine. Let's see. How will you see? Okay, I'm on remote. Okay, I'll go to Cam 2 on here, just like I'm going to be on the other one. Well, I won't stay there, I guess. But right now, I will have to be. Well, I don't have to be. That's where it is right now, though. So, yeah. Now I can go to desktop. Okay, I'm getting it. I'm kind of catching on here. Okay, but I don't want the KRFB this time because I'm not going that way. I want. I don't think I have a viewer on here. There's one, remote desktop viewer. I'll try it. That's the one I like anyway. Vinegary, it's the one. That's the one I really like. Oh, the keyboard, okay. It disables the shortcuts by default so that keyboard shortcuts are sent to remote desktop. What do I want? How do I really want that? Well, if you're in the remote desktop, that's what I want. But if I'm not, yeah, I don't want them disabled. That's the thing. I think I prefer them in this machine, really. I'm going to say enable. I don't want SSH, so you got to pay attention to what kind of connection you're doing. I think that was it. Yep, that was it. And that page with the password. May have to go back over there and change it. We'll see. Yep. It doesn't always save that password. I don't think. I'll try one more time to see if I just happen to type it wrong. But I bet the password's not. Okay, so I got to go back and put, I thought, well, maybe I better just do it. I got to go back and put see, but if you don't use the unattended password, then you're not there to say, okay, you know, to the connection. Yeah, okay, I didn't know if it showed it. Okay, there we go. So now I should be able to go do it from the other machine. You know, I'm making mistakes because I went over here and changed this one to desktop, and I'm not streaming from this one. Yeah, it's getting too complicated for me. Okay, here's the other machine, but I'm not streaming from the other machine yet. So really, I should, if I would have left them on camera, then it would have been blurry, but you would have at least been looking at a blurry view of what I'm actually doing. Now I've got my remote desktop showing. There. Uh-oh. I thought that thing came up so I could get out of there. It's not coming up. What am I showing? Let's see, I'm showing the desktop. Well, if I'm working on the desktop, even though I'm doing it from a remote, it works. Okay. Yeah. So, but what I was going to do is use the backup thing, you know, like I said. Yeah, okay. I'm on this machine. Well, there's no reason why I have to switch back now. I've got control of it. So, okay, so I have my remote desktop up and running. It's already dropping frames. That's what I was afraid it would do, because I'm not using that. I didn't want to stop and install that Tiger VNC viewer, but I was going to run. I need to stop this video so I can run my last backup. So, the only thing is this one will stop right there, of course, when I stop it. Well, it wouldn't if I don't stop recording. That's what I did last time. But I want to this time. Okay. And when this other machine takes over, what will I want it on? The problem is I can't get out of remote desktop. It's supposed to, this one I thought had a little, where you hover over up at the top and it will bring down a menu, and it's not doing it. Can you right click or something? Let's get right here so that I can kind of, well, that's on the other machine. Wonder if F8 will do it in this one. Nope. Oh yeah, I enabled. I turned on. Oh, sorry. I turned on. Oh, it changed the desktop background. I was like, what? Sure wish I wouldn't have hit full screen in this one. I thought I knew what I was doing. I guess I could disconnect the remote desktop connection from this machine. I don't know if that'll make it minimize or not, though. But I can control this one and make it switch to the other backup stream, but then I'm still stuck. I guess when I reboot it, it'll be all right. This one is supposed to just, when you put your mouse up at the top, it's supposed to bring down a menu. There's one And of course, there's another way to get out of it. And it's like control whatever, numbers. I don't know which one. If I just start hitting all of them, then you will hang things up for good until you reboot. As a matter of fact, you can't even like make changes that survive the reboot, and then you really got to work hard to fix it. So let me think. When I actually reboot, that will get me out of it. But right now I have control of the Lenovo i5, but I can't do anything on the machine I'm actually on right now. And when it goes to the backup stream, I don't remember if I had it on desktop or camera. And I want it to be on the desktop so that it'll show, good video. Dang it. I had a funny little feeling, but I didn't pay attention to it and I didn't heed it. I thought, about making it full screen, I thought you better make sure you know how to get out of it. But I thought, well, I know how to get out of it. But you're just not doing anything when you hover up there. It's not at the bottom, is it, on this one? It's not doing anything. Can you, page? Sometimes you can, Control Tab or Alt Tab and get out of the... You can switch desktops. The thing is, I enabled... I think I screwed up by when I said enable keyboard shortcuts. What I thought I was doing is enabling them on the host machine. But I might have messed up. It seems like I remember doing that before and it actually caused me a real headache. I think the keyboard shortcuts are enabled on they're enabled on the host machine and they won't do anything on this machine. It looks like so because, see, I can switch. Wait, I think they're working. Nothing's happening. Well, I don't have two things open up in the same window. Let's move this to the right. And I'm also beginning to lose this is not my... Yeah, okay, they're working. But see, they must have done it the opposite then because they're working in the remote desktop. So I guess what I did was turn off the keyboard shortcuts in the local machine. It's weird whenever I do that in a whole other screen. What I don't know, okay, I know what I got going in the Lenovo i5. I'm showing the desktop. Wait, it's the one. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm changing things around, and it's not showing. It's supposed to be working, but the video's not showing it in my preview over there. I shouldn't. Looks like so. Okay, it was more behind than I thought. Because it's finally showing some of the stuff I said a while ago. 78.4 in here. That's the reason why I'm coughing so much more. With this extra machine running, it's getting hot. It's 84 outside. Which I guess that's not hot enough to make the air conditioner run a little more. Lately I haven't been having that trouble because the air conditioner was running a lot. Well, this hung me up. I'm not sure what to do to make this work. I guess if I closed the desktop sharing app, can't close KRFB. I could either right click and say, I guess I could quit it. Then that would kill the, I'm going to do it because that will, wait, not yet. That will kill my control of the machine, but it won't change anything. Oh, I'm still streaming from the Lenovo i5. With that, will kill my control of the machine, and I won't be hung up. That's all I know to do. Okay, yeah, now I'm back to my machine. I fixed that. And this even though I like that viewer, it just doesn't work. For 5 minutes. I guess I'm not working anymore. Hang on. With all this sinus, trouble, coughing, eyes watering, I can't even think straight. So, okay, so I'm still over here on the other machine, and I was all ready to, yeah, I'm on the camera view because that's what I thought I wanted. It is what I wanted while I was rebooting it, I think. Yeah, because when I lose remote, oh, I wanted desktop at first. All I really want to do now is get, one thing I do know I want to do is get Lucky Backup running. And I didn't want to stop here and install. Yeah, I do have that camera on in here, so I'll leave that like that so I can see it. For all I know, it's, you know, over texting the router even. Switch to desktop for right now. Well, yeah, I'll leave it like that because when I get on if I do decide to do the remote desktop again like I was doing, then that would be the way I'd prefer to do it. Okay, now I'm switched on my KVM back to Lenovo i5. So, what happened to, oh, I closed it. Okay, I closed KRFB over here. And you have to, okay, I have to stop this video if I want to start backing up. Okay, now I remember. I hate when I get all messed up like this in the middle of doing this. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm seriously dropping frames because it seems to be taking an extra long time to come up on my preview what I just did and said and everything. So I'm not showing. I'm seeing desktop, but I'm on my preview, but I'm on Lucky Backup. And I switched to Krusader. I don't see the, you know, what's happening, and I mean it's behind. I know that, but I think it's too far behind. Okay, now I saw it switch. Maybe it's not as far behind as I think. Okay. I just got myself all turned around when I got mixed up there. Okay. Oh yeah, I have both mics. Well, but the only one that's broadcasting is SM58. Now I am moving it when I cough. Okay. Okay, so I need to stop the video on here so that I can back everything up one last time. I was trying to show it, and I had decided, okay, if I use remote desktop, then I can actually show it from remote desktop. Okay. But I didn't have the Tiger VNC viewer evidently installed. And the other one was not working after just a couple of minutes. Where I shut it down, so it may work long enough. Either that or I'm going to have to go install it. But, oh yeah, if I leave it like that, then, okay, so if I leave it right there, and I get remote control of it, then that'll be showing what it does. And if I'm on remote desktop on the other machine, when it switches to that machine, it'll still be showing what it does, right? Yeah. So that's actually the good way to do it. A lot of trouble for something small because of all my coughing and everything. So I'm going to do that. And then I imagine I'll be needing to go, having to go anyway. Oh, I don't have, I got to turn on KRFB again over here because I shut it down. Okay. And I don't know about, that should still be the same. Let's just do it anyway to make sure it works. Seems like it never would save it. I thought once you save that password in there, that KDE keyring password, it would, but I'm not sure. It feels like I'm in a furnace room. It feels like it's a lot hotter than 78 in here. It feels more like it's 95 in here. Sorry. Okay, so that's running. Dealing with my runny nose, watery eyes, and coughing. Okay, try it one more time. That one's on remote desktop. So I'm going to leave it on remote desktop because that's actually what I'm going to want. Okay. If I can just Hang on long enough here to do this, I'll be done. Okay, so I'm over on the other machine, and oh, I just opened KRFB by accident. Is that how I connected to it? No. Oh yeah, I searched for it. That desktop viewer. Let's see if it has. I think I already looked for Tiger. Yeah. So if you search for desk, then you get KRFB and you get remote desktop viewer, which I just used. Okay, and it's still in there. Connect. Okay. Now I'm connected. How do you get out of? Doesn't tell you any shortcuts. Well, I'm not gonna make it full screen again. Not right now, anyway, for sure. It just says, doesn't tell you anything about keyboard shortcuts. It just says if you hover over view recurrent remote desktop full screen mode, it just tells you that. So I don't know. Let's see. Oh, F11. Full screen is F11, so I guess that would have got me in and out of it. Yeah, F11. That was risky. I looked in the view menu. Okay, so it's actually helpful for me though. I can work better than full screen. All right. So I'm ready. I'm going to stop my stream over here on the. I'm going to let it keep recording for a minute until it see that it's switched. Stop my stream over here on the Lenovo i5, and it should pick up from the backup of the ASRock, because it's still. Oh, I never did start the stream. Better start the stream. The configured output path is invalid. Please check your system. Output path. Well, it's not even there. It won't let you do it. Maybe I need to get out of that section or something. Oh, it's streaming, but it's not. That's what it is. It didn't start the video. So I thought I was all set up, but I wasn't. Actually, I hadn't even started it. Oh, I renamed the folder since that time. Yeah, now it should be all right. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't even started streaming. Now it's working. Lucky that I looked at that. So now if I do that, like I was saying, it should work. And evidently I left the other one in control mode. Oh, I was getting ready to hit the button. So you were just seeing that. Now it's really complicated to just go back and forth between two machines. But here's my video I'm making right now. It's the one I'm going to stop. And then the backup video. Well, this is the backup video on the machine, but the backup stream will kick in. and I'll start my backups, my last Lucky Backup, and that should be it for this system, hopefully. Well, luckily the air conditioner, well, it's already off, but it came on and it gave me a little bit of fresh air. Temperature's still the same, 78.3, but it feels a little bit better. Okay, so yeah, okay, there we go. Now get into the remote, make it full screen so that I won't get confused about what's what. And I'll just leave it there in that directory with where my videos being saved to while I deal with my problems again. Okay, so my stream health went bad. Bad secondary stream. Let's see. They have different resolutions. This is all the things that I had to manually set. I stopped it. I thought, oh, now my routers, wore out. I mean, not wore out, but I don't remember where that section is. Yeah, this is the one that I had not. 2500. I know how to make it work, I think, but well, everything looks the same. There it is, 1920 by 1080 for the canvas, and it's set. I used that wizard when I originally installed this, and it's set at 1280 by 720. But they got to be the same, and I want 1920 by 10. That's what I've been doing. You definitely want your canvas to be the same as what you output, or when you set things up in your canvas, it won't be in the right places in your stream. Also, when I was learning, I discovered that. I guess I recorded a video or something. It still has the same message up there, though. I'm going to start my backup stream again and see if it changes that message. I may not be able to do this because I may have just things may just be too fouled up. If I'd have used that one I already used before, and I just wanted to have one for backup and one for live streaming, I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use the other profile. But there's several things I didn't have set right that I didn't realize. So far, that message is still up there saying my backup stream, bad secondary stream. I'm going to refresh that page. Oh, no, it went away. It's all good now. Okay, so I should be able to switch now. And, okay, yeah, there's my remote desktop. Still looks okay. Okay. Yeah, and I'm seeing that I'm in that right window and everything that I expect to be in. I don't think I had any problem with my actual primary stream. It was just the backup stream. So, what I'll do then, I'm going to go ahead and stop this stream. And I will leave it recording for a minute until I'm sure that the other one has came up. And if it quits on me, then, well, what all I'm going to do, I'll go back and show. What I'm going to do, I want to be able to back up this video I'm making right now. And so I will once I stop this stream, I will just start a Lucky Backup manually here. And it's just happened to be where last thing I was selected like that. It'll run both of those profiles that have the check mark on them. A lot of times I just put it down there to make sure I don't accidentally change that. And that'll take a little while, 10 minutes or something. So I won't leave the stream running during the whole time. It just seemed like a simple matter to show that, but instead I could have already showed you the whole stream, from this main video. So that's what happens when you try to do something different. Experiment, I guess, is what I was doing. Experiments don't always go right. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now that I finally got to the point where it looks like I can. Well, let's make sure my video has audio over there on the other machine. Still didn't go to the right window. Okay, check one. Yeah, I don't have to say check 1, 2. All I got to do is just keep talking. Okay, looks like it's gonna work. So last time I did it, when it looked like it was gonna work, it did. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stop the stream number 1, and we'll go to the back. Stream number 1, and we'll go to the backup. So, if I get off of, we should. Yeah, that file's still going to be being made right now. So I'm gonna keep watching. The main thing I want to see. Oh yeah. I'm not going to really know. There's no indication, switching to backup stream. That's the only thing that's kind of tricky about doing that. It's just happened to be where I listen. It's, I heard myself talking. I heard myself making a noise. I didn't realize I'm so messed up here in my head, and that I'm not even realizing what I'm doing loud. My throat problems, I'm letting it be on the mic, So, now what I'm going to have to do is actually stop the backup video being recorded on the Lenovo i5 desktop. Lenovo, I can't say more words. Stop the backup being recorded to the hard drive. So we'll stop that, and we'll just leave it like that for now. And when it gets to be a bigger file, it doesn't change the size very quickly. But you will be able to see it change size here in a minute. And I mean, you'll see that it's not changing size. That's what I'm trying to say. And then I'll know that I can go ahead and start my Lucky Backup. I can close all these programs. I wanted to wait, make sure it's done doing its recording before I think there's a little bit of delay. At least you want to make, I don't know. I wait usually at the very least 30 seconds to make sure it's finished doing that video before I close OBS. I mean, I could close it. I'm just looking in here to see what's happening. And then I can start Lucky Backup. And I could go ahead and start that, really, but I want the... oh, yeah, I forgot. It doesn't do any good to move away from the mic because I can put it up. I moved the mic, when I was coughing. I just heard myself. I'm coughing on my lapel that's on my shirt now. Video being recorded on the Lenovo i5. Yeah, there we go. So on the laptop, it's hard to tell, but the tone sounds about the same. I can't tell that I'm on the other mic, but so yeah, I'm not recording anything anymore, so I can close that. Close that. Now, this was a big mess just to show something simple like this right here. Okay, so I started my backup. Now, it will automatically back up all those folders that I've been going through here and showing, making sure I have, making sure everything is set up in there that's important to me. Of course, I went through and manually did the went through and manually did the files, documents, and all that stuff. This will be well, for one thing, the videos, you know, I was making one, so it'll be getting backed up. So, let's see, I'm over here, yeah, I'm on the ASRock, and we're streaming from the ASRock now. So if I make that, you know, take that out of full screen, I should eventually see that in my preview. It seems, I swear sometimes it seems like it's a whole lot further behind me than, it seems like it's a whole lot further behind me, like right now, than it usually seems like, you know. Maybe I just never really realized how far behind it is, but I'm waiting for it to catch up is what I was doing. Okay, now we're finally changing screens over there on my preview. But I'm not seeing... Okay, now I'm seeing Lucky Backup. It looks like I'm on my preview. I'm just now finally getting ready to start Lucky Backup. Yeah. And it's been running for, well, it's been running, well, no, I don't know how long it's been running. It looks like it, oh, elapsed time, 1 minute, 5 seconds. Yeah. Of course, that second's not changing, so just sitting there. It's 26% right now, what I'm seeing. So, there we go. I think I did it. It did work. My backup stream kicked in. I can see that in my preview now. And I still haven't seen it go down to the smaller, you know, I took it out of full screen. Put it back up into full screen. It looks, of course, going to look better that way. But I'll leave it like that for now. Didn't think I'd sit here while the whole backup was running, but there's probably not much of anything to back up. And the whole reason I was going to do that was to show, I was going to use the camera to show the booting up of the, you know, getting ready to reformat, but I'm going to have a break. I'm so messed up now. I don't know if I can actually continue today. I didn't want to quit. I had no intention of quitting, but I may have to. It gets up to 98% or something like that, and sometimes that's what is the longest part of it. You know, that's what might take 10 minutes. So that's why I didn't think I was going to sit here and, you know, let it just, you know, do a video of the backup But I'm trying to think through exactly what am I going to be able to do. After all this, I didn't expect to give coughing fits and all that stuff. I definitely need to get the extra machine turned off. I really don't need 2 machines running unless I'm, you know, just really, really want to keep the video running. Did work though. Oh, now I see that it's not full screen. So yeah, everything is working as hoped for. This machine's running really good. Right now, I don't think. I mean, there is always a chance that the mouse settings are not quite right, and that's why it feels laggy. You know, they should. I never changed the defaults. I had these 2 years ago in Windows, but I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. But, oh, now it's doing another. I guess that was just the first part. Oh, yeah, there's 2 profiles. So the first profile's finished, and now it's doing the one with the dot folders in it. I keep forgetting that. I don't ever sit and watch it. Okay, so. But I think my videos should already be backed up. Matter of fact, I can go check that now. Make sure. So I should be able to, these are separate folders from the ones that are being worked in right now, so. So if I get that folder opened up, that OBS Studio Videos folder, taking a little bit. Well, of course I'm on remote desktop too. Probably not taking as long to do it as it looks like. compare them. They should be the same. Yep, nothing to do. Okay, so it's going pretty quickly. So, I think that any plans to continue are just going to have to be scrubbed. I'm just too messed up of a shape to just continue, making video. I should be able to just switch over to whatever camera I want, though. Yeah, everything works just like in the Lenovo i5. That profile from it is over here in this. And now I have two. One for being the backup stream and one for being the mainstream. That's pretty cool. I have to do that on the my brand new system. Well, it'll be on the Lenovo i5 again. But I was looking at my preview, waiting for myself to come up. I'm showing myself now. But I think I'm just going to have to let's go back to that desktop and check that one more time. Yeah, it's about 45% right now, and I'm just going to have to go. So I will come back. My next video will be reformatting and installing Fedora 28 on the Lenovo i5, but I don't even know if I'll be able to do it today. If I can, if I recover, I may do it. But right now, I gotta quit. So it's done, and we'll be back later whenever I can. Bye-bye. Can't remember how to do this. Things look a little different. Oh, okay. Yeah, stop stream and then stop recording. Okay.